I had to grab her from a nap. Hi, everybody. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to, wait, oops. I had to get Hamilton here. I had to grab her from a, oh, did you hear that? She said objection. And I say, wait a minute. I'm live, Ryan. Wait, where's the chat? Oh, good. You're okay, good. So live chat is on. Oh, she's very vocal. I have to adjust this. Sustained. That's right, Dr. Jenny. Oh, Dr. Jenny, maybe we're too wrapped up in our profession. Somebody told me that, left a comment that I should say I'm a barber because I'm too much wrapped up in being a lawyer, I guess. So, oh, she is not a happy camper. Say hi. I just had to grab her to say hi to everybody at the beginning. Yes. She just had her say goodbye. Bye. Hopefully she won't knock off the camera. So I have it set where I think I can see everybody's comments, but hold on. Hamilton is I want to see it so that I can, yes, Wendy, Hamilton is a celebra kitty. I'm trying to see how to do the chats. Oh, is my mouth not moving with the, hold on. Hold on. I don't want to close this. Yeah, I'm trying to see the chat as it comes up. All the messages are visible. So I'm just going to try learn more. Oh, I'm in sync for Rai Magai. Oh, okay. For those of you who are joining, and I'm going to be all over the place because the reason there we go. The reasons, oh good, I'm all synced in. The reasons I went live was not just because I'm lazy. It's because I've kind of been on a struggle bus and I wanted to get off and I just needed, Michael, I'm not in sync because you're in Europe. You're not American. Hi Terry, hi Donna. Okay, I'm gonna try and not get too distracted with the comments and try and finish a thought. I wanted to have some interaction because I've been on a struggle bus. I've gotten off this weekend and I'm doing much better, but just was feeling a little sorry for myself because I was having some tumor symptom type things. Nothing big, but my MRI is coming up in March and that's when the options for treatment will be presented, and so just a little bit of struggle for that. So I wanted to have some interaction with people, and I mean I have interaction with people, neighbors and going out and things like that, but my Flosstube people, because I'm now at 3,000 subscribers, thanks in part to Darcy. Anyway, so I was saying Rai Magai, if you have not checked out Ryan, he made an appearance. Oh, you're still late, Darcy. Yeah, we know where I am on your priorities. Ryan has a Flosstube finally. He said he would do it in January and it took him until February, so we won't hold it against him. I will put up links in the description box for things that I talk about here today, either later tonight or tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Terry. Yes, I appreciate all well wishes. In the scheme of things, everything is great. It's just, how sometimes, well, maybe it doesn't happen to you. You just kind of feel sorry for yourself sometimes. That's where I was. But anyway, I still have been stitching. Darcy did create accounts. And he's probably got 10 accounts and the YouTube police will find him. And he's the one who got me over the 3,000 subscribers. Oh, hi Bridget from London. I love London. I want to go back. So I thought I would start with some life updates just to begin with because we, you know, if people want to join in a bit, this will be available on YouTube later, just as a regular Flosstube. So it is going to be, thanks Michael, he's congratulating me for 3,000 subscribers. I'm going to show you, this is Flosstube 18. Yeah, I'm almost at 20, and I'm almost at my 1 year Flosstube anniversary, which is exciting. Time flies when you're having fun. It's really been so much fun getting to meet everybody and seeing new people and seeing stitchers from all over the place and all sorts of backgrounds. It's just been awesome. Okay, I am all over the place, but going back to Ryan, you may have seen him on Ellen Reed, Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour. They're buddies. And Ellen right now is being a rock star. She's practicing with her band rather than, you know, playing with her cat. But Ryan was on her Flosstube channel, and that's when we all got to meet Ryan. And of course, Ellen talks about him had talked about him all the time. So it was great to see him on her channel. And now that he's got a Flosstube, you all have to check him out. Check him out. The other thing is Ellen Reed will be going on tour with the Crash Test Dummies. It should be Ellen Reed and the Crash Test Dummies. That's how I would bill it. Do you all agree? You know what, my glasses, I don't know if they need cleaning or what. I'm trying to read some of the comments, but yeah, they're going to be on tour. So I'm going to see if I can link the website for the Crash Test Dummies, because if they are coming to your area, you have to go see them, right? And if you're a cross stitcher, you have to get on Ellen's Instagram. She's Elle Pooh is here on Instagram, and her Flosstube is Maximum Power Cross Stitch Hour. And they are going on tour next week. Someone can put in the comments if I say anything wrong, as I want to do. I make things up if I can't think of the right answer, so I'll just make it up. Please correct me in the comment section, and I will not take offense to that. I like being corrected if I am incorrect. I don't like being corrected if I'm not wrong. I can hardly see the names of people. I wish it was like on the screen on the side. Does anybody know how to do that, to set it up where that makes me smaller? If anybody knows, has done a live, and it'll, because right now my iPad is, the whole screen is me. I want it to be, you know, see part me and part, oh hi Amy Toole. Amy Pettibone Toole, is Debbie here too? I texted my friend Amy and Debbie. Deb Cooperman. I call her Debbie, you all have to call her Deb or she would slap you. Amy has been my BFF since 3rd grade. Debbie Cooperman, if you're on here, Debbie, show yourself. They have no idea what I'm talking about when I do. Oh, there's Deb Cooperman. They are my buddies that I grew up with in New Jersey. And the story about Debbie, I'll tell you all about Debbie really quickly. Amy and I were best friends since 3rd grade. And we've always got along. I was never mean to her, anything like that. I used to be a mean kid. I know, it's hard to believe. I was the youngest of 3 kids, so I would not bully, but I was nasty. Sometimes, depends on who you were. Well, apparently I was to Debbie, because she was new in 3rd grade, and she was walking down the hallway with her class. I didn't know who she was. She had on those cat eye glasses, blue. My sisters each had a pair, and I used to make fun of them for their glasses, because I didn't have to wear glasses as a kid. I know, like, you probably want to slap me now for how I was in 3rd grade, and I don't blame you. And they were walking down the hallway, and I just stuck my tongue out at her. 2 years later, I believe it was in 5th grade, we became BFFs. But I still went through mean periods, right? When I had a boy-girl party in 7th grade, and Debbie was being friends with other people that I didn't think she should be friends with, so I uninvited her to my party. We've been through a lot, Deb and I, and she's stuck with me. And anyway, so that's the story of Amy. I have nothing to say about Amy because there has never been any drama in our relationship, I don't think. Amy, if you remember something, put it in the comments if I was ever a dick to you and you want to tell the story. But those are Debbie's stories of how I used to be a dick. Debbie lives in New Jersey now. Amy lives in Toledo. And our other bestest friend, Mary Beth, passed away in 2015. Yeah, we're really old friends, Amy. We're old. Amy's 60. Debbie just turned 61. It's really great to have friends that knew you when, and they never let you get away with anything. But it's a lot of fun having them on here, so everybody can, so they can see me live. I don't think I've ever told them when I was going live before. And yes, they do watch my Flosstube for little bits and pieces of it. I would never expect them to watch any length of time because they don't. Oh, Amy, Hamby was in the beginning. So what you'll have to do is when this gets posted on YouTube, you can watch the whole thing. It'll be posted on YouTube like a video, and you'll see Amy in the You'll see Amy. No, you'll see Hammy in the beginning. So, speaking of Hammy, as part of a life update, she went to the doctor for her 1-year checkup. She was 10 pounds last year, and now she's 12. So we have to reduce her food. Her blood work is fine, and she has to get dental work done in the beginning of March. She's just like her mommy. She has to get special gum surgery, or I think they're just going to do a deep cleaning, but they might have to take more of her teeth out. She had a lot of her teeth pulled about 1.5 years ago. She has some condition that cats have. Not uncommon with their enamel. I don't really understand it, but we'll do whatever Hammy needs because she's the baby and she's the princess. The vet was so patient with me because I had to tell her every little detail about Hamilton, how many times she poops a day, what her poop looks like, how big it is, how she plays. I'm sure there's a note in the file. All right, that's right, Michael. She's grumpy. Michael Star Parade says Hamilton is grumpy because she can't show her teeth. She has like one little thing here. Anyway, hi Sarah. You know, I'm sorry, if I'm seeing these pop up. It's not like a stream of comments. So if I don't call you out and say hi, I'm sorry. It just means I didn't see you. But it really is great. It looks like there's almost 50 people here. So it's a lot of fun. Oh, Donna, your Juliet had 10 teeth pulled. Oh my. I was worried that she wouldn't be able to hold her tongue in. And then she'd be like me, you know, sticking her tongue out. But she doesn't. Okay, so I don't know what I should get started with. So I'm going to ask you all, do you want me to start with Stitchy Kindness or Haul? Make your comment right now. Vote. Vote. We'll make it live action. I don't see any comments. Let me touch. Did you all go away? Live chat. Learn more. Are you all still there? I just pressed a button. No, that's not it. Live chat. I'm sorry, you all. I'm just still kind of, I've done lives before, but I guess I'm still learning the comments. Haul. Okay, I see Haul, Kindness, Haul. Oh, there, okay, Haul. I'm going to have to go with Haul. And there's not a ton. I think, oh, my last Flosstube was January 29th, which I thought I had done some I thought I had done one in February, but I didn't. So, sorry, I'm out of the picture here because I am trying. I don't have a huge table in front of me. All right. The first haul is a cat, a chart of a cat, and sorry, it's in black and white. But this is from an Etsy seller named Stitch with Coffee. And this, somebody tagged me on Instagram, and I'm sorry I don't remember who, but thank you. I went right to the Etsy store and bought this, and it's called Tuxie's Garden. So there's little Hamilton in her garden, and it's all DMC. Nikki Noodle has me. Nikki, are you on here yet? I think she's working. Oh, she really loved me. She'd be here. Nikki has me wanting to do some smalls. So I don't know when I'm going to start this. I was maybe going to start it this weekend, but that didn't happen. Oh, you might want to know what day it is. It's February 20th. If you're here with me now, you know what day it is, maybe. But when this goes up on, oh, Janine Bell. Hi, she's saying hi from Perth, Australia. My understanding, my news source tells me that mail from the US will be opening to Australia. And the bag that I made for you, Janine, I can send to you finally. And I'm going to throw in some extra goodies because you've waited, what, 8 months? Jenny, I'm a Stitch Girl, says she doesn't ever know what day it is. And by the way, when you see the comments from I'm a Stitch Girl, tell her to do a floss tube. She's been thinking about it, but I'm putting her on the spot now. And we're going to do to her what we did to Ryan and say, you have got to do a floss tube. Jenny does beautiful stitching, and she's just an all-around great gal. Yeah, she's yelling at me. You're welcome, Janine. Fingers crossed it'll be like in a week or two, and I'll mail it to you, the bag. Okay, so this was a new purchase that is on my immediate radar, because you can't have too many Hamilton cat pillows. There's Nikki Noodles. Nikki, if my friend Deb Cooperman is on here, she wants to know where. I just said you live near the Big Banana, and I think you're north of Sydney. I have to look at a map, because Debbie lived in Australia. Deb, I'm sorry. She goes by Deb, but she's Debbie to me. She's my childhood friend, but we're old now. And she lived in Australia for a couple of years back in the day. And so she wanted to know where you live. Okay, so going live maybe wasn't such a good thing. I'm all over the place. I did just get my hair done yesterday. Highlights. The dark I liked, but then the gray showed up and it was just too drastic. 6 hours north of Sydney. That's what I thought, Nikki. I do pay attention. I listen when you talk. Okay, yeah, so I had highlights put in so that the gray will be hidden better. We'll see. This, Mary Amelia's Bird, by Quaint Rose Needle Arts, who also has a floss tube. And like I said before, I will link everything below. I've been pretty good about it. I think there's only one video I've put out of now 18 actual floss tubes where I didn't put anything in the description box that I forgot. So this is such a beautiful chart. I wish I had printed it in color, but we're too cheap and we just used the black and white. Ellen Reed, Maximum Cross Stitch Power Hour, stitched this up, and it's beautiful. And she used a dirty word. She's so funny. It's yeah, it's beautiful. And it calls for DMC, but, oh, y'all are gonna be mad at me. Who did the conversion to Leo and Roxy? Was that Jody? Did Trixie Tricycle do the conversion? I don't remember. Somebody in the Joan Sands group Oh, somebody in the Jones Sands group did. Jody, okay, yeah, it was Jody, did a conversion of this chart. Okay, so put this, make a mental note of this. And here's the Leo and Roxy conversion that I got from Caroline at Evertote. Leo and Roxy has an Instagram now. And look at these. Look, I haven't picked out my fabric yet. But would you look at these colors? Oh, they're so beautiful. They are arugula, asparagus. Wait, let me do this in order, okay? Let's be organized and professional about this. Asparagus. Thank you, Nikki. They're beautiful like me. Dark sage. You know what? I have this board right here. These are, I know, Janine, they are beautiful colors. And with the mail opening up, all my friends in, I know all of the vegetables. With the mail opening up to Australia, you too can have these. Planetarium. Here, I'm gonna use, is there any white paper? I'll just use this big ass board. Language. That was planetarium. This is chalkboard. You all know chalkboard. I'm doing I Am No Bird in chalkboard. It's a beautiful color. Oh my gosh. Royale. Look at that blue. It's showing up really quite true to color, I have to say. I have to say that. So I did. Desert sand. So I might do this on a darkish kind of amaretto. Oh, here, let's do it this way. And let's not show the sticker. That's amaretto. Then we have Annie. Then we have ochre. It's not okra the vegetable, it's O-C-H-R-E. You know, it's a little bird, but they're sure packed a lot of colors in it. This is hickory. This is chocolate ganache. This is coho. Kaylee, if you're watching. Coho. That's gorgeous. Lucille. And Falou red. Really deep. Is that like a garnet almost? Yeah. Oh. The problem with doing Flosstube is then I want to work on everything I'm showing you. And so I have been pretty good, whoops, about the market stuff because I've been going through a lot of my stuff and it's really tempered me, is that the right word? It's made me realize that there's so much that I have. Oh, Amy said so. I can't. I'm just gonna try and focus. I have realized that I have so much that I want to work on, finish, whatever, that I'm, as much as I'm enjoying watching all of the new market releases from that are going to be in Nashville from the designers, I haven't been buying, or pre-ordering I should say, I've made some lists and we'll see. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But as some of you know, we're doing major house renovations this year, including finishing our basement, which is really, progress is being made. I think they're gonna do the drywall this coming week. And that is a lot of money. And apparently, I'm not made of money. I thought I was, but I've been corrected, and I'm not made of money. So that has really helped keep me mindful for what intentional purpose? Is that a new buzzword? Intentional? I'm gonna be intentional. I'm really making fun of myself. Anyway, okay, so this is one purchase in haul. Let's put a pile here so I don't forget that. And we've got Tuxie's Garden. Okay, I saw needle minder on Instagram that I had to have, even though you could see there, that's just some of my needle minders. Excuse me. I get so parched. This one I saw on Instagram, and I may have bought this for somebody that I'm going to send it to, so I hope she hasn't bought it yet. I have to take it off the card. This is from Whip Stitch on Etsy. WHIPSTICH. Ooh, come on. But this is a needle minder. And if you have kids in the room, it's not the F word, but you might not want them to hear or read this. I'm not going to say, well, maybe I'll say it. You can cover their ears. It says fabric slut. I need something dark. Dark death. Oh, I know. My book. See my book. Woo! I'm dropping it. And this is great because it could be just if you're a cross stitcher, you know, it could be for fabric that you use, you know, to stitch, or if you like to quilt or sew other things. Isn't that pretty? I thought you'd like it, Nikki. Anyway, that just cracked me up. So, what's her name? Her name is Caitlin, and she's Whip Stitch Handmade. So Whip Stitch Handmade on Etsy. And I'll link all of this below. I'll click it below me. You have to watch the last Flosstube 17, which, by the way, is in 2 parts. Sorry about that. It's another reason I kind of didn't want to edit today, because I thought, yeah, I'll edit and then I'll leave out a big part and then have to post a second video and it'll be all confusing, and then I'll be confused and I won't know what I did. All right, now this, oh, I'm gonna hold on to that for last. So I was on Lori Holt, watching Lori Holt, and as many of you know, I just set up my sewing craft room here. Hi, Hamilton. She just walked in. I'm petting her. Hi. Hi. Sorry. And I'm going to redecorate this room, paint it in really bright colors. I'm doing a Lori Holt chart called Flea Market Flowers. I'm sure you're all familiar with it. Every time I stitch on it, it makes me happy because the colors are so bright. So I want my room to be like that. I want to walk into this room and this color, like I said, I'm sick of it. It's okay, but I'm done with it. I want bright, happy colors like Lori Holt has. So I was watching one of her videos and I thought, ooh, not only do I want to hang Flea Market flowers when I'm finished in my craft room, when it's finished, but I also have that wall hanging that has the sewing machine that I showed in, oh, here it is. It just happens to be right here. So happy. It's gonna be, so these are kind of the colors that I'm going for in this room. And as I said last time, these are only here temporarily. These are going to go, my stitching is going to go throughout the house. Side note, this whole video is just side notes. Hubby was kind of upset that I took all the stitching from elsewhere in the house and put it all in here. I took some out of our bedroom. So I did hang Gather Here, the one that was just finished last time. I did put that in our bedroom. But he was upset because he likes my stitching and he likes it hung in our bedroom. And I was a little verklempt, I gotta say. Because, you know, he likes it. He really likes it. So I have to share my talents with Scott and decorate the rest of the house. So for this room, I like to have those color schemes. The flea market flowers is one of them. And it's a long wind up to show you this. I thought this would be cute in a red frame to hang on the wall. And of course I got the thread pack. So yeah, I think this will be a fun summer stitch. I'll probably do it on a light or white Aida 14 or 6. I'll probably do a 16 count for that. So yeah, that's my goal, is to have a Lori Holt type room, and she hasn't reported me yet. This book color, this is a Lori Holt. It's just such a, her studio is such a happy place. I want to replicate that, and I don't have an original decorating thought in my head, so I have to copy. This was one of those things, this next item, where 1, 2, 3 Stitch, when you go on there and you see that they have something you like, but they're out of stock, and there's a little notification or little box you can click. Fat Quarter Shop has it also, where you can say, email me when this becomes available. And then, I don't know about you, but I forget about it. But I got an email from 1, 2, 3 Stitch that my dolphin, not mine, well it is now, but the dolphin fabric, the 36 count by Weeks Dye Works, that I said, send me an email when it's in, came in. I gotta tell you a funny story. So I emailed, I'm sorry, I tried to order it. Isn't that pretty? It's trying to, it's showing a little lighter than it is, but isn't that beautiful? Unfortunately, it's the old Weeks. So this may be a giveaway if I can't stitch on it, because the old Weeks is not my favorite, but we'll give it a go. Or maybe some smalls can be on it, so if I get frustrated, it'll be a short trip, and I could break it up. But I just thought it was pretty. So I tried to order it, and it didn't work. The website didn't work. So I sent an email to customer support, and I got an email back. I'm not going to say who it was because she obviously watches my Flosstube. I got such a kick out of this. And so I said there's a problem with PayPal, it's not going through. And I got a reply back saying they've had issues with PayPal, try another browser maybe. And the reason I have to use PayPal is because my credit card was compromised. I had to get a new one, and I have not memorized the new number like I did the old one. So I have to do PayPal until I memorize it. Anyway, this person said, are you the Betsy? I don't know. So she's obviously a viewer of my Flosstube or follows on Instagram or both, I don't know. But it was funny. Anyway, now I follow her on Instagram. Last purchase. I want you all to get on the comments and yell at Nikki, because this is all her fault. Let's see, I don't know how many hours, but like right now it's Sunday here in Colorado. Right now it is Monday morning for Nikki. I think it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah. So when I'm ready to go to bed, she's usually, if it's a work day, finishing up work or at the end of her day of work. And so I'll sometimes get on Instagram and look around and see if she's active and say, hey, you know, and chit chat. And I don't remember what day it was. It was a couple days. I think it was the beginning of the week, Monday or Tuesday. And like I said, she's into these smalls. And she was showing me what she was stitching. Is that not adorable? And Sweet Pea isn't by herself. No, no, no. Sweet Pea, this is what I think Nikki was stitching on. Has a friend, Frances. Look at that. So while I'm messaging with her, go to 1, 2, 3. No, I went to Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, but she didn't have both of them. So I went to 1, 2, 3 Stitch and ordered. And I have to say, if Sherry had had if I was patient, I would have special ordered them through Sherry at Colorado Cross Stitcher. But you know, you got to have it right away. But it still took, and 1, 2, 3 is great. It came very quickly. But Sherry, it would have been here the next day. Anyway, I got these two. There's another one, Patchwork Rabbit, in this series, I think, from Lottie Doll, that was not available at either 1, 2, 3 Stitch or at Colorado Cross Stitcher. And because I wanted to get it started as soon as it came, which I obviously haven't done, it came yesterday, I bought the flosses to go with both of them. And Melly Ellie loves bunnies too, so I hope that I can pass on the enabling and make Melanie buy these too. And they're not new, they've been around, but where have I been? I don't know. So it called for a couple of DMCs. Whoa, I'm throwing them around. And some Weeks Die Works. So I have the floss for both. And because I was in bed and because I wanted to order right away, I didn't check to see what I had in my stash. Yeah, I'm being budget friendly, right? And budget smart. Anyway, it's that immediate gratification, right? So I think Nikki, you're stitching these on 32 count 1/2. So, oh yes, Margaret, Sweet Pea Sal. I think you need to set it up, Margaret. I hereby anoint you as the Sal queen for Sweet Pea. So I'll start with that. And I'm gonna try the 1/2 on 32 count. And I have some in my stash that I will look at. And that's it for all my purchases in the last 3 weeks. And, oh, okay, I did make some yarn purchases for a crochet afghan. Do you want to see? Do I have it here? Yeah, I have them here. Do you want to see? I can show real quickly. That I did actually start the afghan. Oh, Ryan. Okay, Ryan can be the Sal on Sweet Pea. Here's an afghan. Because we're finishing our basement and worried that it may be chilly down there, I'm going to make an afghan. I haven't printed out the pattern, so I'm going to show you. I am a very, very basic crocheter. I'm an expert knitter, but I don't wear the sweaters that I knit because of menopause. And so I do not like to knit blankets because it takes forever. So I'm going to crochet an afghan for our downstairs and downstairs basement. And this is the basic. It's basically a single crochet type pattern. Can you all see that? It's on the Yarnspirations website. They have tons of free patterns. And I'm using the I have a $50 gift card, had a $50 gift card for Michael's that my friend got me for my birthday, my 60th birthday, which was in November, as you all know. And I bought some loops and thread yarn. I wanted something that wasn't super precious, that I'd have to be careful with. You know, if Hamilton snags it, I don't want it to be a huge deal. I wanted to be able to throw it in the washing machine. So the loops and threads, it's called Impeccable. How's that for a pop of color? And this, I basically am doing grays and blues. And I'm doing that pattern I showed in stripes, just random stripes. You know, I'll change colors when I feel like it. These are just some of the colors. I think it's navy, turquoise, grays. And I'll show you what I've done so far. I don't know where to record this, if I should put this in my book of days or not. It's not needlepoint. But see, this is just from last night. And I ripped out the first, I did one row and it was in the dark and I was using the dark gray and I couldn't see. So I started with a lighter color. And I'm using a crochet hook size M. So that's kind of fun. I could take it with me to go listen to music and things like that. Cross stitch is kind of hard to do that with. All right, so let's talk about stitching kindness, okay? Margaret, you're too busy stitching little birds and a million other things. I know, I'm sorry, I picked that for my birthday sal, but I can't help it, I loved it. Let's talk about kindness, which has, sorry, I'm on the floor picking things up. Okay. Claire Bonnie Claire, you all know her, you love her. She's got the 3 little munchkins that are adorable. We don't really care about you, Claire, we just care about your cute kids. I'm just kidding. She sent me this. Is that Stitched Lit is her Instagram and Flosstube. She was working on this and I mentioned, I don't even remember when it was, Claire, and I made a comment that I loved it and I love stitching birds and I love that project and would you pass the chart to me, or she offered to pass it to me. Well, she bought it and mailed it to me because she said that she wasn't going to finish anytime soon and she wanted me to have it. So this is going in my immediate radar with Hamilton's garden, Tuxedo Garden. Look, we have these. These birds come to my feeder, the little goldfinches. And here, this is a red-capped chickadee. So I'm going to start with the birds that actually come to our feeder. I think this is a robin. I have that bird ID on the app, the Cornell Lab ID, I think it's called. So I look up birds that are in our yard and I can find their names. Isn't that cute? Thank you, Claire. That's just so sweet. So there, put that there. And Ryan, I hope you're still here, Rai, because Ryan showed on his Flosstube that he shared with us that he likes needles. Like stitching needles, not like syringe, I think. Anyway, so he ordered fancy pants, Sajou needles from France in this adorable book. And guess what? Dr. Jenny, I'm a Stitch Girl, sent me the book of needles. Oh, she said, I don't think I will use these, would you? And she saw my comment on Ryan's Flosstube. Like, what? What? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the bottom ones are for using on linen and Aida, because they're the blunt tip, so you want the fibers to separate, and the top ones are the sharps. So if you're sewing closed a pillow or you're putting trim on something, if you're not gluing it like I do, then you would use these, or for mending, but who does mending? And I'm not going to use a fancy needle from a book like this to mend something. This is for fancy stitching. Fancy. Thank you, Jenny. That was so thoughtful. Oops, it's upside down. I knew that. Okay, if y'all follow me on Instagram, you have seen this. These. I didn't show pictures of the fabric, so I'm going to start with that. Karen Van Loo won a giveaway. When I started the Kathy Barrick Dutch Bird Sampler, I used the Havana from Weeks Dye Works, that linen. I couldn't see it. I couldn't stitch in it. It drove me crazy. So I did a giveaway, and I was gonna keep the threads and work on it, and I thought, no, you know what? I have so many other things I'm doing. I'm gonna send the threads, the silks, and everything, and keep my stitching on it, and whoever wins it can finish up. Well, Karen Van Loo in Canada was the lucky winner of that. And that woman is amazing. I don't know where to start. First of all, she sent me fabrics, okay? I didn't show these on Instagram, but these are like cool Jody Trixie tricycles. These look right up your alley, but they're mine. Maybe I still am mean. Look. You know what they are? They're mod. Okay, some of you may be too young to know what that means, but these are mod. Like, when I was growing up, I wanted a pair of bell bottoms in this fabric. We weren't allowed to wear bell bottoms. That's a whole other therapy session. This is the focus piece, right? Project bag. And no, Darcy, this is not going to be your project bag. I special ordered your fabric. Look. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Karen. But she didn't stop there. And if you win a giveaway of mine, you really don't have to send me anything. You don't. I mean, do I appreciate it? Yeah. But I'm about to show you. I was speechless. Now, she sent me two. One's downstairs already at my spot by my sofa on the table where I drink my cappuccino in the afternoons. Recognize her? This is a coaster. A coaster. It's got cork on the back so you won't scratch your furniture. Karen found this picture of Hamilton on Instagram because apparently, do you think I put a lot of pictures of Hamilton on there? Apparently I do. And she picked my favorite one. This is my favorite pose of Hamilton. And there's actually several photos where she's looking at me like this or looking at the camera like this. This captures her look of superiority, saying, I'm better than you, and I don't love you as much as you love me. But you will do as I ask, as I demand, because you're my human. Okay, so it was wrapped up in nice paper, and there was a sticker on it that said the process for putting it on here is an Italian process. I don't know if I got that correct. So I messaged her to thank her. Karen made this. She made this. And I'm going to put her Etsy shop link. She does memorials for pets, stone memorials you can have for your pet. But she did this photo. And I think everything is black and white. So, it worked well because I have a tuxedo cat. So there's just black and white. Oh, I love it. I love them. So I have one up here. She does look fantastic, Janine. Thank you, Karen. I told Scott, I said, we're not putting any drinks on it because I don't want anything to happen to my Hamilton image. But it says on the care sticker that you can put drinks on it. It's all sealed up and you wipe it with a cloth. Amazing. I mean, the talents of people. I'm impressed with my own talent, but when you see things like this, really gobsmacked. Okay, so now let me show you what I started since we last chatted. So on February the 2nd, I started Cinnamon Stars with, if I can find it, I put projects I started in a separate pile, and now I can't find it, which is behind me. I was gonna say, it's so typical, but no, it's behind me. Cinnamon Stars is by Paulette Stewart, and it's an old pattern and it's hard to come by. Becca of Sandbury Stitches forwarded or sent this to me when she was finished with it, and I've always loved it and always wanted to stitch it. And Bobby of Pumpkin Creek Primitives, who was having a wild weekend with several other infamous people, looks like they were having fun at a getaway. Janet was there, Janet Jabber. Hi, Janet. Stacy Stitches. Hi, Stacy. I'm gonna forget who else was there, but I saw a video of Bobby doing some kind of dancing in a bar. That's all I'm gonna say about that. It's a stitch along. Sins with Friends Sal, and I'll put the hashtag below. So I started this on February 2nd, Groundhog Day. These are all the flosses. I love these earthy tones. Here, how's this for a kitty? Does that look like Susie? Kaylee's cat. These are all the flosses. They're all, I went with DMC. I believe the pattern calls for General Arts and Weeks Dye Works, but I just went with I'm not gonna say I just went with DMC. A lot of floss tubers say that, and then we catch ourselves because there's nothing wrong with DMC. DMC is absolutely beautiful, but I think when you compare it to fancy floss or, oh my God, silk, that is more expensive, there's an idea that somehow doing it with fancy floss or silk is better. I don't like to think of that. I think it's different, and so I'm trying to train myself not to say, oh, it's just DMC, because to me, it's beautiful. If I do it with the fancy floss, it's different. You're gonna get a different effect. So, yeah, just trying to catch myself. All right, this is how far I got. And okay, so Amy and Debbie, I don't know if you're still here, but this is a needle minder. And what a needle minder is my needle's not on it. It's a magnet, so that when you put your stitching down, you put the needle on it and then it sticks to it. And there's all kinds of needle minders out there. You may have seen the one I did that says Fabric Slut. Well, this one is special for me because it is flatulence medicine. Oh, you are here. Okay, Amy, this is for my flatulence. So I won't pass gas. All right, this is on, I'll tell you in a minute what kind of fabric I'm using. It is, this is what Ellen Reed sent me. She didn't care for the color because she said it was too peachy. She thinks it's Bunny from XG Design 36 count. I think it's lovely, and I think it's perfect for these colors. So, ta-da! So that's what I stitched on that for a couple days. 2 days, actually. I stitched on that 2 days because on the 4th, 2 days, and I will get back to this sooner rather than later, because on the 4th, I started, my light keeps going out, so I have to keep touching it. Oh, excuse me. I'm still not drinking Diet Coke. I started Rosina Disseri 1820 by Arlene of ABC. Works by ABC. I was trying to think of the full name. You see, this is a reproduction sampler that Arlene reproduced, and it's very special for our community because it was stitched by Rosina, who was a 15-year-old African American student at the African Free School in New York. And the reason it's important in my mind is because representation and having a diverse community that we have here, which I like to, personally, I embrace it. I think stitching the samplers of young girls from the 1700s, 1800s, from the US, from Europe, wherever, is great, and it's a wonderful pastime to look at the history of these girls. But you got to be living under a rock if you don't realize that every single sampler is from a white girl of European descent, most likely. Just like I'm a white woman of European descent. And y'all have heard me talk about my perspective on life, having grown up as a white European descended woman, and my perspective on the country and the world is shaped by that. And so in our community, though, our cross stitch community here on Flosstube, on Instagram, we have people of color as part of our community. We want that to grow. I'm going to stop saying we. I want that to grow, personally. I want to meet people with different perspectives, whether you're a person of color or otherwise, but I want to encourage that diversity. And this, reproducing a sampler of an African American girl who was 15 at the time in 1820, and she was free. So what does that mean? That means there were African Americans who were not free. I mean, I'm stating the obvious, but okay, I'm going to say it. Everybody says, not everybody, a lot of people say, just stick to stitching, right? Don't talk about politics. Is this politics? I would say this is politics, because it is a person's life and how the politics of the time shaped it. She was labeled a free girl because there were people like her who were not free, more that were not free. So let me show you my start on it. And I did do a shout out to cross stitch designers and reproductionists to look for more samplers by young African American girls and boys, Asian girls and boys, Native Americans, Native people, Indigenous people, to represent our community that is getting more diverse, because we don't have enough. And this is my start. So I know a lot of the time, I think when I say I just want to stick to stitching, or if I say I want to stick to stitching, it takes away from the richness that can be our community. Because what we stitch is just as important as the stitching itself, I think. And not only what we stitch, but the people we stitch with in our community. The 1/1, it's a bear. This is on 36 count, so it's not as much a bear. Let me get you the DMCs. Oh, I gotta show this. It's a picture of my son and daughter-in-law. My son turned 31 on Friday. These are the DMCs. And I'm gonna be working on this again. So with that being said, and I am just keeping to stitching when I say this, there are certain things that when shown to people are insensitive. Swastika comes to mind, which, by the way, a swastika is outlawed in Germany. That's how much Germany has come around to the wrongs committed by their citizens back in the 1920s and 30s, and ultimately the Holocaust. Obviously, they can't make the past go away, but they remember it so that they will never repeat it, and swastika is outlawed. I have friends in this community who are of color, and to them, a Confederate flag is just as offensive and trauma-inducing as a swastika is to a Jewish person. And what I didn't know until today is that there are different iterations of a Confederate flag, that the 13 stars and the blue and, is it blue, red and white stripes? That's an iteration of the Confederate flag. So it's not just the X with the stars in it. So I asked myself, why? First of all, I understand that not everybody has the thought process that I do, that I've really tried to understand how people perceive things. That I can see a Confederate flag and it might not evoke emotions because my past, guess what? My ancestors, they owned enslaved people. So I'm going to see a Confederate flag and not have an emotional reaction to it. But now I do, because I have listened to the voices of people who shouldn't have to speak about it anymore, because they've done so much work and are exhausted. And it's time for me as a white woman to stand up in the gap and say, this isn't okay. If we're showing a Confederate flag on something in our community, we want everybody to access it and everybody to feel welcome. That doesn't make everybody feel welcome. That hurts people. And that hurts my heart. And maybe it's because I stuck my tongue out to Debbie Cooperman in third grade and uninvited her to my party, that I'm trying to make amends for what a horrible kid I was. But I don't want other people to hurt. And I know I was just being a little flippant there, but seriously, my religion, to the extent I have one, is humanism and treating everybody decently. And if somebody tells me something is hurtful, who am I to question it? And why should I say, well, it's my right to show it? I mean, I can do that, but then I'm going to hurt people. Why? It doesn't seem worth it. And I just hope, and this is relevant to a specific instance of something that was posted on a market item that's for sale, going to be released at market, and it had a Confederate flag design on one of the design options, and a needle minder of the Confederate flag. And it was posted. It's gone from Instagram, but it's still on this website. And I look at or think about my friends of color looking through Instagram, feeling, oh, I love the cross stitch community, I love it. And they're scrolling through and then they see that, or they see it on the website, or they see me commenting unknowingly, oh, I love your design. That's gotta hurt. And until I know that, I'm not going to do anything about it. So I've been notified. I'm on notice. So that's why I feel like I have to say something. And I urge anybody else who is like me, who has the same background as I do, to try and see it from everybody's perspective, even if it's not yours. And maybe we can learn from it. So I know that was a big lecture, and I don't mean to be preachy. This is my journey, but I also don't think it's the job of my friends of color to speak out. It's enough. It's 2022. If we don't know better, let's listen so we do better. That's my message, because I know I'm going to do things that are going to offend, and I want to hear about it and do better. Okay. So I'm not going to say any more on the subject, and I urge anybody who comes across this not to send anything to a person of color and say, hey, did you see this? That's another thing. I, as a white woman, I want to, there's a part of me, and it's human nature, to be rewarded for good behavior. Look at what a good person I am. I called this out, or I said, this is wrong, you're hurting my friends of color. It's not about me, and it's not about letting other people of color know what's going on and hurting them by saying, I did this for you. Let's not do any of that. So don't send it to any person of color. They don't need to see it if they haven't seen it. Let's just do our part. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, that's all I'm saying. Okay? All right. What is it? Yes. The personal is political. It always has been. Thank you, Michelle Bendy, for those words of wisdom. All right, we're about to wrap up. I don't even know what time it is, y'all. Let's check in. Oh my. Oh, I thought I started at 4 and I thought I was going an hour and a half. No, we're good. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up with some of my whips and my goals for what I want to finish. And then I'll skedaddle. So I had a goal last time. I'm like, I want to finish something in the next month in February. What's it going to be? And I picked up Sally Stansfield, which is a beautiful sampler by Hands Across the Sea. And this is silk to go, it's kind of a companion piece for Mary Clayton. And these are the precious silks. Precious silks. A Vera Soie de Jay. And I started this, oh my gosh, like 2 years ago. This has Alexander Hamilton needleminder on it. And I finished up everything on the house. So the grass, the birdies, and I started this thingamabob. And I thought, oh, maybe I could finish this in February. But I don't think so. So I worked on this for a few days back in the beginning of the month. Can you see? I love it. I just love it. It's not a huge sampler, so it's kind of, you know, getting me into the sampler world, or it was like an introduction to the sampler world. So I worked on that for a few days, but I'll probably work on it more in March and April, and if I can finish it by the summer, I'll consider that a success. So my focus this month, I was thinking it was going to be I Am No Bird by Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a blackwork sampler from Black Sampler November. That's what I was trying to remember. But I didn't work on that. Instead, I worked on Anna Oman, which I thought, I probably could get this finished in February. And it is only the 20th, and I know February is a short month. So this, I'm using the called for used brick. And it's a beautiful red sampler by Leela's Studio. Am I holding that right side up? Yes. I just test you all. I do, I test you all. And I'm sorry if there have been comments. I'm trying to stay focused. And so the comments, I love when I see little thing pop up, but I can't exactly read every detail on it. So I apologize for that. This one, you've probably seen on Instagram because it has my word warning. Bad Bitch Club. Melanie. Nikki, we need to get you one of those. Nikki's a bad bitch. But I think I could get this finished. What do you think? What do you think? Okay, so I finished up this part and then I did all down here, and I think I had a little bit up here to do. And now I've started this corner doohickey. So these things, they really go quickly actually, these corner doohickeys. And then I've got a bottom border here, and then this border. And then of course the words Anna Oman, but words don't take that long. So I think this is a contender for finishing it in February. Okay, so we'll see. We will see, won't we? If you want to wager, what was it? We watch a lot of the Denver Nuggets and these sports apps that are out there. They advertise for sport betting apps all the time. And I made a comment to Scott that I thought it was a bad thing, you know, gambling. It's like, you don't want to encourage people to gamble. He accused me of being a, how do you say it without saying it? Well, being a tight ass. Like prudish kind of. Oh, gambling. Ooh. So that's what made me think of wager. Okay, I just misplaced my colors for Rosina. I think Rosina Disary 1820, I'm going to finish that in March. That's going to be my goal for that one. Okay, so back to February. I then thought, well, I have to keep my colors together. I don't have an assistant. Betsy needs an admin to weed out. Oh, are there trolls? Were there trolls on here? Did I miss it? You know what? I do need an admin. Next time I'll do that. I'm sorry if there were. Oh yeah, here, I see. Let me see. Remove. Here, I'll remove that one. Yeah, message deleted. Oh, you do, Kaylee? So how do you get rid of them, Kaylee? How do you get rid of the bots? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So Anna Omen, one possibility of getting that finished. Then I think I mentioned it last time. Ruskin's Penguins. I just love this. This is also by Modern Folk Embroidery by Jacob. It's gorgeous. And I'm using Leo and Roxy, which is called for, using charcoal and weathered white. And the fabric I picked for this is 40 Count Lucky Penny by R&R. Oh, he's standing on his head. There we go. And I had to rip some out last night. I made a mistake, but I'm really chugging along with this. So this goes pretty quickly. I think I can finish this one or Anna Omen. So I worked quite a few days on this one. So I might take a break on this and go back to Anna, or I may start Tux's Garden or Sweet Pea. I don't know. Anyway, so do y'all think I could finish one of those? Yes, no, maybe? I don't want to be staying up till 3 in the morning to finish anything. So if I don't, if I don't make it, I don't make it. But it's kind of a goal I set for myself. But really the bottom line is, I just stitch what I want when I want and let the chips fall. Oh, I look very pasty. I think I'm going to put my lipstick on, even though we're wrapping up. I love this lipstick. It's called Syrup by MAC. Let's see the comments. Oh, I can do it. Yes, I can. I can. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. And I didn't have the fan on, so I'm a little hot. Oh, one more thing I want to promote. Owl Kitty has a new video out. 2 new videos, actually. The first one is Titanic. The second one is the making of Titanic, where Owl Kitty's father shows you how he gets Lizzie, who is Owl Kitty, in all the funny positions and the facial expressions. So, finish Anna, no border. That's a good point, Margaret. No border. Well, except there is that flower thing. I'll have to see. I know what my plans are, though. Oh, Ryan, you like Owl Kitty. I am going to go and get some frames, custom frames for Redbird Sampler and Joan Sands. So that may be something. I'll have some fully finished objects next time. I don't know. Could be exciting. But anyway, thank you everybody for coming on here and engaging with me in my nonsense. Looks like we've gone for an hour and 15 minutes. Holy cannoli! Oh, look at this lipstick. Oh, I'm sorry, Elle. Is it Elle or Ella? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to see the print. So what'll happen with this live is it will go to YouTube. It'll show up on YouTube. The comments that you all made do not show up on YouTube. So I'm sorry if I missed any of them. If you asked a question during this and you want it answered, excuse me, like, Betsy, why do you burp? I'll answer it for you. Then just put it in the comments like you do a normal Flosstube, and I will answer it in the comment section. So I think that's about it. Thanks again, everybody. And I hope everybody stays healthy and safe, have fun and laugh. That's the most important thing, right? And be kind. And when someone tells you that they're hurt, listen. Don't get defensive. Right? Am I shooting people? Don't shoot all over yourself. Well, Hamilton and I bid you adieu. I hope you all have a wonderful week and rest of the month. Only about 8 days left. And I'll see you next time. Mwah! Mwah! What show was that where they used to do that? The Dating Game. Mwah! Bye.